Hi there. I've been asked to start with what my name is and who I am. So my name's Rachel Reed, and I'm the current chair of Nevin Committees, Nevin Camps Committee. Nevin Camps have been running in a for 61 years. It was our 60th anniversary last year in a farmer's field between Nevin and Morfa Nevin. And so every year, mid-July, a huge pile of us pile down to Nevin, put up lots of tents and a marquee, get the cookhouse all cleaned up and spruced up. And then every week of during the summer holidays, there's camps for different age groups of children between 9 and 16. So each week we'll have a different group coming, many children from the northwest and other places as well. And then at the end of camp, the end of August bank holiday, a whole lot of us take it all down again. So if you've ever wondered what all those tents are in the farmer's field between Nevin and Morfa Nevin, now you know. And the aim of each camp is to share the love of Jesus. So each of the team are Christians, we're all volunteers, and we want to give the children a really, really good time, but to share the love that we have of God, and to show them the difference that Jesus makes in our lives. So what difference does Jesus make in my life? Well, in some ways, I'm not too sure, because I can't remember a time when Jesus wasn't part of my life. For some people, they have a different time when they were converted or became friends with Jesus. Other people, it's a gradual thing over time. And for me, it's neither of those really. I just can't remember a time when I didn't know Jesus and when he wasn't part of my life. I remember when I was around 14, I decided to get confirmed, as many of my peers were, but I knew that I wanted it to be different to a lot of them. A lot of them seemed to be doing it because it was expected by their family, or it was the thing to do when you were sort of 13 and 14 in my village. And I knew for me that I wanted to renew those vows that had been made for me as a baby. And I wanted to declare to the world, I suppose, that Jesus was my friend and that I wanted to follow him. So Jesus has made lots of differences in my life. He makes sense of the world to me. He gives me hope. But the one I'm going to talk to you about today is direction. So as a family, when we come to Nevin, we've got a few traditions. We've been coming for 26 years now as a family. So traditions have built up over the time. One of them is to be the first person to shout rhubarb when you see the sea. And we come from Liverpool, so we see quite a lot of the coastline coming round. But as soon as we see the Nevin Bay, that makes it, I can see everyone in my family going, and it's like coming home. But one of the other landmarks that I look out for is the wind vane on top of St Mary's Church in Nevin. It's really beautiful, very distinctive, being the shape of a ship as a wind vane. But I know that ship on top of St Mary's Church gets buffeted around depending on which direction the wind is blowing in. Sometimes it'll be blowing to the west, sometimes the east. And many people's lives are like that. They're buffeted and influenced by friends, by family, by social media, by trends. Jesus gives my life direction. So I've got a ship's compass here, and I can't really make it work vertically, but if I put it down flat and I twist it round, then it doesn't matter which direction I hold it in, it will always point north. And that's the difference that Jesus makes in my life. He gives me that solid point to aim for, and gives me that direction. I've needed direction at many points in my life. Sometimes it's with the big decisions, isn't it? Like where to live after uni, or who to marry, or how we're going to bring up our kids. Those sort of big life-changing decisions. But there's lots of little decisions that we make throughout the day as well. I don't know, do I help that person with their shopping bags? Or yeah, the 101 decisions that we make throughout the day. But whenever it's whenever I'm making that kind of decision, I like to think that Jesus gives me the direction that I need. A few days ago, I was on a boat. We were on holiday, and I was on a boat, and a thick fog came down, and we really couldn't see much further than the end of our arms. And I'd like to think that in that fog, the ship's captain was looking at a compass. And although he couldn't see anything, he couldn't see the horizon, he couldn't tell where he was going, I would like to think that he was holding that compass to give him direction of where to go. And that's a bit like Jesus is in my life. He gives me that direction when other things are buffeting me around or I can't see what decisions to make. He gives me that direction. And that's why we do Nevin camps, because we want those children, those young people, to grow up knowing that God loves them and he can give them that direction that they need in their lives. Thank you for listening.